Hi, it's Vinayak from DigieFun. I have a quick question for you. Have you ever opened Instagram or LinkedIn at the end of a crazy day and thought, I should post something, but you can't think of what you want to post? If that sounds like you, stay with me for a few minutes. I'm going to show you how I turned one very normal workday of mine into posts like this on Instagram and this on LinkedIn. Step by step, one frame at a time. No issues, no hassle. So, who am I? You might be wondering. I run DigieFun, a small studio that helps small tech companies tell fun, simple stories on social media without feeling too stiff or too corporate. My background is in animation, which means I naturally think in frames and in story arcs. Instead of what should I post today, I'm always thinking what's the little story behind that post or what the post should be conveying to the audience to make it more engaging. Most of the content I see from startups is created in panic mode. One random post at a time. There's no story, there's no plan. In this video, I want to walk you through the thinking behind these two posts that I made and give you a small repeatable method you can borrow for your own brand this week. As you're watching, try to think of one real moment from your last workday. We will use it at the end of this video. Let's start with my Instagram post. Imagine someone is scrolling on the road, half awake, or maybe they're in a bus traveling to their work. You have maybe 2 seconds at most to look at a post. So that's what I kept in mind while I made this post. First, I name a real problem that my people feel. Not a buzzword, but an actual, that's me moment that you always feel that the issue arises every day or you find it too common. Then I think about one tiny moment from my day that shows that problem. Maybe it's a client message, a scribbled note, or a message from my CEO or some other team member. Next, I pull out one simple takeaway moment, one sentence. If it needs more, it becomes a reel or maybe a carousel. Finally, I add a clear call to action. Save this, try this, or message me. Visually, you will notice the purple bar at the top for the idea, the green at the bottom for the action or call to action. Lots of breathing room to make it look more visually appealing, and the DigiFun logo tucked into the corner so that you can know it's my brand. It looks light and friendly, which is exactly how I want my brand to feel. We can always modify it according to how you envision your brand. Now, let's hop over to my LinkedIn post. Same story, slightly different personality. Here, my Jack, the communication director, is thinking about results and not just vibes. So I shift my angle. I open with a short situation that sounds like his day. I connect the creative idea to something he cares about, clicks, saves, and warm inquiries. Then I share a tiny mini case. What we tried, what happened, and what we learned from it. The design is darker and more grounded to match the platform. Purple for headings, a little orange box to highlight the key result or insight. Logo fixed in the corner, still DigiFun just in meeting mode instead of reel mode to make it look more professional as LinkedIn is a professional platform. Let's talk about the method that I used. I used the frame by frame method. I divided it into 4 steps. So whenever something happens in your day, run it through these 4 frames and you will have a story of your own. First, think about the problem. What's bugging you or your team right now? Just one sentence, maybe two, but keep it short. Then think of a moment, a tiny scene that shows that problem. Maybe it's a screenshot, a quote, a quick photo, or a small reel. The third step is the takeaway moment. What did you realize, fix, or decide about that problem? Say it in the simplest way that you can so that anyone can understand. Then the fourth step is the action. What do you want your audience to do next? Save, comment, try the idea, or reach out? On Instagram, I lean into emotion and playfulness. On LinkedIn, I keep it straight talk and tie it back to outcomes to keep it professional. But under the hood, it's still the same four frames and it's still the same brand DigieFun. Now let's do a practice activity. Try it with your own day. Let's test this together for a second, my method. Think back to yesterday. What's one problem that showed up more than once? Got it? Now, can you picture one little moment that captured that problem? Maybe it was an email, maybe it was a meeting that took place yesterday, maybe it was a Slack message from a team member or your CEO. Now, that is your raw material to start with your story. If you wrote that out in the four steps I told you, start with the problem, then the moment that showcases that problem, then the takeaway from it, and the action that you did to fix that problem. You already have a solid LinkedIn post at this point if you followed all the four steps. Then you would twist the same idea into a more visual or playful format for Instagram. Again, look back at it. It's one day and you have already got two posts from the same problem that happened yesterday. Now you don't even have to think about it. You already have your story with you. If this helped you see your day a bit more like a story and less chaotic, that's exactly what my studio DigiFun is here for. I'll put the full breakdown plus links to my posts that I showed before in the description of the video. Remember, you don't need a huge production to tell good stories. You just need to catch the right moments, which are always around you. Like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more upcoming useful tips. Thanks for hanging out with me. Till next time. Goodbye.